So, maybe kind of building on that, maybe you could give us kind of like a story of, a firm or an entrepreneur that you coached who did all the right things and was able to be really successful, and then maybe you could, even give us a story of when that wasn't the case.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right, so so I try to work with entrepreneurs on a couple of things, and Stephen will say the same thing in being really clear in what you're saying, what you're doing. It's so easy for an investor to say no. They mostly say no. That's their job. I'm a no man. They say no. They say they see 500, 600 deals a year, and they're doing 4 or 5 deals, 6 deals. All those other people got to know. So that's a big chunk of your time saying no. And sometimes it just comes out just naturally. They don't even give you a chance sometimes. So if it's just like, listen, I don't understand it. It's too complex. I'm too tired. Let's just pass. It's so easy for them to do that. So one of my goals in working with entrepreneurs is to not necessarily always get a yes, because you're not going to always get a yes. It depends on if the people are a right fit for you. But at least if they're going to say no, let them understand exactly what it is that you do. Most of the time, they don't convey the message right. You start telling the story, oh yeah, and when we grew up, we knew this thing, and it's like totally on a tangent, or we start getting into the technology, the nuts and bolts. So you gave me the example of this chip, right? Yeah. But you didn't tell me how it worked, and there's like this 3 screen layer thing, and it's micros time. You didn't give me any sort of the specs and the details on this, which is good. But sometimes people do. And you're sitting there as an investor, and it's just easier to just pass, The investors want to know certain key things, and the entrepreneurs who do well are the ones who convey that message correctly. So I'm just really quick, I'll just give you some of the main things that people always forget. And it usually starts with something silly like their name, right? So they always forget their name. So, hey, how you doing? I do this, and here's what I do. And, they walk away, or, I forgot that guy's name. I have 200 cards in my pocket, and I don't remember which one this guy is, So try not to forget things that are so simple, my name, my company name. And then the thing that everyone always screws up is, what do you do? So everyone's business, I find, is kind of complex, right? You have different sort of things that you're doing in the business. But if you can explain it so easily that, a 5th grader can understand it. So, you can explain it to somebody's mom and they'll get it, You want to be able to explain your business really, really easily right off the bat, and keep it just simple. You want to keep it really simple. Don't make it too complex. Just make it so everyone can get it in 1 or 2 sentences. Right. Investors need to know a few things. Investors like a few things. So investors like management team, and they always say like it's the 5 things that investors look for: management, market, product. So I hear that a lot. It's really all about the team. You want them to pay attention to you. You want to be heard. You want to understand your business. I see entrepreneurs who pitch, and they have to read it. Really, you have to read in order to talk about your company for a whole 2 minutes. You need to read that. You can't talk about your company for 2 minutes. So not very impressive when they do that, So you want to make sure that you understand what you're talking about. You understand your materials. You understand who you're pitching to. You don't want to spend your time pitching, your chip company for strep throat to, a software investor who couldn't care less. You want to pitch to the right investors, biotech investors, medical device investors. You want to understand who you're pitching to, and you want to make sure that you're giving a clean and clear message. I see companies who pitch and they just totally screwed up. I mentioned the reading one. People who say, all right, well, here's what I do. Watch the video. Really? They're not there to watch a video. They don't want to see the commercial that you're thinking of airing on QVC to sell your product. They want to see you. It's all about you, right? That's my main advice, is that if you can go in there and you can make a good impression about what you're doing as an entrepreneur, you'll do well. People will want to speak with you. If you walk in there, and no matter how great your product is, amazing product, so cool, but you go up there and you can't talk and you can't even explain it and you're not doing it, you'll get passed on. Yeah. Even if it would be the perfect business for this investor, they don't know that. Sure. And that's something that entrepreneurs mess up a lot.
Sure. So one of our members emailed in a question. So so let's say this entrepreneur is really great, gets to the point, says all the right things, actually gets funded.
Uh-huh.
Well, it seems like chances are a large portion of the few that actually do get funded still end up failing.
Sure.
So what happens to the entrepreneur who gets funded, fails, is it game over? Is he ever going to be able to get venture funding? How should he kind of think about that when he's thinking about whether this is the idea that he should really move forward with?
A lot of entrepreneurs fail. Even venture-backed ones. You think these investors are looking for the $100 million deal every single day, right? They're always looking for that. But they know in their portfolio that out of 10 deals, they're going to have like one home run that returns the fund, a couple of really good exits,
Sure.
and then everyone else is going to be either flatline, out of business, going nowhere.
Okay.
They know that, but they still go in looking for the deal that's going to make them $100 million. So they understand that entrepreneurs fail, but there's several reasons why you could fail. If you failed because you totally screwed up, or the market changed, or you embezzled all the cash, or there's several reasons to go out of business. However, in America, as opposed to several other countries, I talked to international VCs and everything. People, if you fail once there, you'll never try it again. You'll just get a job behind the desk and you'll never try it again. Here, you see a lot of people that the business didn't go that great. We ran out of money, we spent it all. The market changed, we lost a couple of big deals, and that's that. But here I am doing it again. I see so many entrepreneurs that come back for more. You don't have to have sold your company for $100 million to start another company. You just try it again. It's kind of this entrepreneurial spirit. You know what I mean? It's most people are scared. You need to take risks. You need to get it back out there. So I definitely suggest maybe again, maybe it's not for you. Entrepreneurial life is tough. You're working tons of hours. Often in the beginning you're making no money. So why do this? Why not just get a job somewhere? There's people who have that sort of debate all the time with themselves. Should I just get a job? Should I really take this risk? It's a big risk. Do you have family to support? Do you have mortgage to pay down? So there's lots of things to consider.
Sure.
But I do see a lot of people who really are just built as entrepreneurs. They have their heart fully in it, no matter what business they're doing. And if this doesn't work, they're going to try it again. Something else. I see it happening all the time. My advice is, though, stay focused. I see entrepreneurs who are saying, I'm starting like 5 different businesses right now. I got one in software, I got this biotech one, I'm doing this film, and I got this picture framing business. I hear, so should I pitch them all today and see which one the investor likes? Don't do that. So pick one, stick with it,
Sure.
work at it sort of full time, if you can, as much as you can,
Absolutely.
as many hours as you can put in, and just get it to launch.